What's up guys, it's Bizute, back with another Reddit video. Today we're looking at r/MaliciousCompliance, and as always, if you enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you don't enjoy the video, you can hit that dislike button and tell me why. Leave a comment down below to be featured at the end of the video. Subscribe if you're new, turn on the post notifications. And now that we just got that out of the way, I hope you brought your bagels, because today I'm bringing the egg and the cheese, maybe the bacon. You're going to have to watch to find out if I brought the bacon as well, but hope you got those bagels because I'm supplying everything you need to make a delicious little breakfast sandwich. So let's just get right into this, guys. Thank you for the support as always, and yeah, let's do this. You look just fine, keep working. Hi, this happened a fair few years ago when I was working as an apprentice chef. I was working for a large, upmarket hotel chain and was a few years into the apprenticeship when it sold to another company. The amazing crew I had worked with slowly dissolved and was replaced with pretty much anyone they could find. From 16-year-old supervisors to casuals who were previously not allowed to touch hot food becoming head chef. I was near the end of my apprenticeship, so only had to stick it out a few more months. This night, we had a function for around 375 people. Our leader for the night, I will call CHC, Clueless Head Chef. We were around 2 hours into preparation for the night when I began to feel incredibly ill and lightheaded. I told this to CHC, and he says, "You look fine." 20 minutes later, I tell him the same thing, and again he says I look fine, and to go back to work. By this time, I know there's something definitely not right, and get fairly annoyed. There had been a gastro outbreak, so decided if he's gonna make this a bad night, then it's gonna go bad in spectacular fashion. I asked to work on the hot food station next to him to limit any chance of contaminating customers' foods, and to work closer to CHC. A few hours in, and I'm pale, sweating, and all the other coworkers are even taking notice. CHC says I look fine and to keep going. The hot food station is well over 30 Celsius. And I haven't eaten or drank anything all night. Nearing the end of preparation for the night, I step to the side with hands on knees and pack to the wall. And CHC walks over, looking to tell me to get back to work. Then it happened. I projectile vomit all over the place, and CHC, who was standing in front of me by now, he turns white and doesn't say a word. Everyone in the kitchen is in fits of laughter. I run off to the staff bathroom and stay there. A few minutes later, I hear CHC in the shower. I end up spending the next 5 hours in emergency on a drip with a dehydration and gastro, with about 4 days off work. CHC ends up with 2 of 3 formal warnings for mistreatment of staff and endangering customer health, and 4 days off work with gastro too. This head chef needs to be fired, and I know that you only have a little bit of time left there, but is it worth it? Is it really worth it if he doesn't get fired? Like, that's just, come on now. I mean, I'm glad he got vomited on, and you can't get in trouble for it, or even like fired for it or anything. Like, you tried to tell him, like, you let him know, you were like, please, man, please. And he was just like, nah, you look fine. Get back to work. Go work with the food while you're throwing up. That makes sense. Like, what are you thinking about? Come on now, CHC, Mr. Clueless Head Chef. What's going on with you? You're not getting any of my bagels. Like, you are straight up not allowed to be employed anywhere. But anyway, guys, that's CHC's crazy. We're gonna get right into the next one. Hurry up, buddy. You know those people who honk at you right when the light turns green? This guy is a pedestrian version of that. Fast background. I go to a huge school. There are several train stations near it, so after dismissal periods, there's a lot of people by these trains. This happens on the street with an entrance to the largest station. I was waiting to cross the street, and the light turned green. In the millisecond between my brain telling my legs to walk, and my legs beginning to walk, I hear a curt, "Hurry up, buddy," from behind me. Mind you, the light had not even been green for a second when he began saying this, and there was plenty of room, only an entire very wide sidewalk, to walk around me. Out of curiosity, I turned to see a heavy guy holding shopping bags. These types of people bug me. Are you really unable to wait, quite literally 1 second, for the person in front of you to start moving? Emergencies excluded. Well, I saw a crowd in front of me, walking slowly, and had a great idea. There was one little gap through which the person could get through. So I did what he asked, and hurried myself right into the gap. Then I slowed to a more comfortable pace, and had 15 seconds of satisfaction as I listened to his sighs until I got to the train station. This is what I'm talking about. This makes me very happy. I feel this on a spiritual level. Bro, if I'm at a red light, right? It's red. I'm sitting there waiting for it to turn green. It turns green. My foot is about to hit the pedal. Honk. No. I wish I could just put the car in park and wait there for an hour. Alright? Stop. Where do you gotta be? Like, it's not an emergency. If it was an emergency, you'd be swerving through lanes, Jason Bourne. No, it's not an emergency, alright? You can wait your turn, alright? I got there before you. Also, I'm glad that this person did this. Thank you. This man had the Alvin Kamara field vision. He saw the hole. He went to the gap. Bam. Right there. And then you had that Eddie Lacy speed and went 15 seconds. That's what I'm talking about. You plug the hole, that's it. This person has to wait. Sighing, oh, well, now I have to wait an extra 15 seconds to get my bags after going shopping home. No. Why you gotta be like that? Why you just gotta be a little scumbag? What's wrong with you? Just wait your turn. Just wait. Why can't everybody just wait? Why are you so impatient? I'm so glad this person did this. This made me happy. I enjoyed this story. I'm gonna go frame this story, put it on my fridge, and I'm gonna eat my Cheerios while looking at the story every single day. That's how great it is. Thank you. I applaud you, poster, for sharing this with me so that I could share it with all of you, because this is great. So we're gonna go to the next one. Don't want to listen? Please feel free to do it the hard way. Today there was a large delivery to my building. To be delivered is 6 pallets with 15 boxes each. His truck is a quarter of a block down, and we're in the polar vortex. Stage set? Good. Me equals mildly officious gal. DD? Delivery dude. I advise that there is another way. Our garage leading to the double doors is how most companies bring their pallets in. They just park out back and bring them into the building. Cue MC. I can't get through there, I'm too tall. Right, but you can bring the pallets through here. No, my truck won't fit here. Right. I'll just bring them in. I'm 13 feet tall. Shrug. I mean, if you don't want to listen and keep talking over me, you do you, my friend. He's now had to bring in multiple cartloads as he's broken down the pallets out in the freezing cold. In the meantime, another delivery happened. That driver listened to me and was in and out in a fourth of the time, right while the delivery dude was hauling in his 5th cartload. Serves him right if he doesn't want to listen and just want to keep talking over you and just being like, you know, no, I'll do it my way. No, it's not gonna fit. Then fine, you do you, man. I give up. That's you. You're just gonna bring in your boxes in 20 hours while this dude gets it done in 3 minutes. And how did you like not see the efficient delivery dude? Just be like, all right, well, I'll just back up my truck and unload. And this dude's just like the whole time just looking at him like, how is he getting in them? Like, how is he just getting those boxes in there this whole time? Like, how do you do it so fast? Because you're dumb. Dude, you are dumb. Why are you doing this? Just listen to the person who lives there, and that's it. Then everything's settled. You can go home and you can have a hot chocolate. Because I don't know why you're living in the polar vortex. That seems like it's pretty cold, you know. It's very cold there. Anyway, we're just gonna go right to the next one, guys. I want my drink. I don't want my drink. I used to work at a Panera Bread drive-thru. Our customers were pretty much 80% a-holes, as the main demographic is upper middle class white people. This is just one of the hundreds of stories I have like it. This lady comes through, and I take her order. It's almost a $50 order. It's almost a $50 order of a few sandwiches. After confirming the entire order to her and confirming it was made 100% correctly, she's on her way. I start cashing out the next person in line, and as I'm about to open the window again, the next person is giving me this weird look. I open the window, and it's the previous lady has gotten out of her car and squeezed between the car and the drive-thru window. My current customer is trying to hand me their money, but the lady interrupts and says, "You didn't give me my drink." Our sodas are $3 for our regular size, 20 fluid ounces. Normally I give people free drinks if I forget, as the price is ridiculous. This lady starts berating me about this though, so I start filling up a large cup and apologize for the inconvenience. Then I ring her up and say, "That's $3, ma'am." She then flips shit and tells me that she isn't gonna pay that much for a soda and storms off. I was prepared to give it to her for free, but she chose to get angry at me for not reading her mind and acknowledging she wanted it without telling me. She wasted an extra 5 minutes after complaining of waiting 10 for nothing in return. Alright, first off, I got a bone to pick with this original poster. Alright? You're just saying that 80% of the customers are a-holes because they're white or upper class. Like, first of all, don't bring race into this, alright? It's not because they're white, alright? That's not what it is. There's no racism here. Come on now, leave that out of this. Leave that out of the story. Also, is it really like a class thing? It's just like some people are just a-holes. I mean, yeah, maybe more people feel privileged if they have more money, but it's just like let's just stop stereotyping people for a second and let's just put the story down. Also, like it's just like fast food workers do forget a lot of food all the time. You know, a lot of food, a lot of drinks. So it's like it's not that common if you forgot that they ordered something. But I'm not gonna put it all on you. You know, the person did seem kind of weird about, like, the drink. And she seemed like maybe she didn't order it. And that's nice that you give people the free drinks. But, like, if they ordered it and you forgot it and they paid for it, then you should normally give them the free drink 100% of the time. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Also, Panera Bread is bomb. Like, Panera Bread, if you haven't had Panera Bread, like, this isn't, like, a brand deal or anything. Like, why would they brand deal with me? Like, I'm a small YouTuber. But anyway, like, come on now. Panera Bread, the soups that they got, the bread bowls, don't even get me started on the bread bowls. Come on now. And they make some damn good tea, like the green tea punch or whatever they make, like, mwah. It's freaking delicious. You guys gotta try it if you haven't tried it. Panera Bread, it can be expensive though. But I do like the little touchscreens that they have. You can order on a little touchscreen. I'm getting way too sidetracked about Panera Bread and like praising them too much, but it is really good. Like, trust me, it's good. Let me know if you've had Panera Bread in the comments. I don't know, like, if that's just like an East Coast thing or... No, I feel like it's everywhere, right? It has to be everywhere. I don't know. I'm being ignorant about Panera Bread. But also, yeah, pretty decent story, you know, a little flaws in it, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But hey, we're just gonna go to the next one. Suspension. This one happened to my father, an electrician, a while ago. He was working on a house and apparently did something wrong while putting up a ladder to go onto the house. He didn't have work for the next few days and was in a bit of a rush to get out of there. One supervisor decided that this was the last time and stormed over to my dad.
Excuse me, you did that wrong.
How so?
You were supposed to have,
BS reason that changes nothing.
so we have to ask you to leave for endangering others. You were officially off your shift.
Well, I am getting paid for the day.
Yeah.
My dad pulls out his phone and calls my mom. Hey, looks like we can go to Michigan early. Don't worry, I'll explain in the car. He starts walking to his car before the supervisor stops him.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm off the clock, I can go. Another worker pipes in. Isn't this supposed to be a punishment? Supervisor snaps.
It is.
No, it effing isn't. He's going on a damn vacation. My dad is hopping in his truck and about to speed off home. Well, this guy's punishment's pretty good. He gets to leave work early, gets a full day of pay, and gets to go on his vacation. That seems pretty lit. I'm down for that. I mean, the boss is a kind of an idiot for being like, well, you're suspended, and then where do you think you're going? Well, you kind of just told him to leave. He's endangering others, so he's gonna pack his things and go, and you bring in someone else to help you. It's kind of how it works. And then the other worker, that guy's a bit of a scumbag too. This man's coming over trying to get him in trouble. Isn't this supposed to be a punishment? Yeah. All right, you pipe down. You go back to doing your work. All right? If you want the same punishment as him, do the same thing he did. But don't come over here acting like the good guy. You're wrong. Stop being a little tattletale. All right? You heard me. You want to square up? All right, we'll square up. But like, yeah, guys, let me know what you think of that. You know, I mean, it's kind of a weird situation that he gets paid and to go on vacation to leave early. You know, as a punishment, it's kind of weird, but it's whatever, I guess. You know, let that company do that company, and we're just gonna get right into the next one. Don't cross the line. Fine, I will stay on my side. This is not my story, but my brother's. So this is not word for word. B his brother, LM line manager, S his supervisor. My brother drives one of the forklifts for a plant that runs like an assembly line. People like conveyor belts with several stations. He was placed there by a temp service, so not always viewed in the highest regard by the higher-ups. This day, line manager decided she's not gonna like how things were getting done. Line manager flags down my brother in his forklift. Are you blind? Brother knows she gets on her high horse and is about to cause trouble. What's wrong?
You just drove over the yellow safety lines. Are you trying to get someone killed?
I have to.
No! You do not drive over those lines. I see you do it again, and you're fired.
Fine, I won't drive over your lines. Sorry. Now this line on the floor cuts him off from a good portion of the factory, but he had already gotten a mark on his record for missing a day due to mishandling and injury, though did not want to give line manager any excuses. So for an hour, brother decides to deliver to the side of the factory he can get to, but soon runs out of room to place anything due to the fact that the line is not moving. The other side of the factory has run out of their parts to make anything. So brother is sitting on his forklift watching the other side of the factory scratching their heads, when supervisor walks over to him, fuming.
Why are you just sitting here?
Brother, being on friendly terms with supervisor, he doesn't try anything funny. Line manager said I was fired if I drove over that line again. Supervisor looks to the line on the ground. Supervisor, using more colorful language than I prefer, or I'm going to use.
Get those lines their parts and materials, and if she so much glances at you in your direction, come and get me.
Apparently this wasn't line manager's first implementing line stopping directions, but it was her first time halting the entire plant for over an hour. Although this event didn't get her fired, it got her moved within administration, but she hardly lasted a few more months. Brother still works there, and they still occasionally have someone trying to make everything safe, and they comply while it lasts. See, this woman's just on like a power trip. Like she's just like, I'm gonna yell at you because I can. You're the temp worker. I mean, yeah, you'll get our job done for us, and you'll, work very efficiently. But I don't have anything to do at the moment, so I'm just gonna yell at you for crossing over a line. Like, it's just part of the job to deliver the parts. How do you expect them to get the parts over there if you can't even drive over there? Like, put 2 and 2 together, lady. How do people not understand these things sometimes? Like, it's like, he has to do this. However, I don't want him to do this. However, he has to do it, so does my want really outbalance his need? I'm like, no, you're gonna get fired. I'm glad you lasted there for a couple more months in administration. I hope you were miserable because you were over here acting like just like a little scumbag. Scumbag's the word of the day today. Well, scum is the word of the day when you talk about malicious compliance. So, get out of here, little scumbag. You don't deserve to be a supervisor, or you don't deserve to be a manager. Excuse me. You deserve to be a line manager. The supervisor was a G. He was just like, if she ever says that again, you're gonna come to me. I'm your boy. All right? She says that, you come to me. I talk to her. I respect that. I respect that. All right, so we're just gonna go into the next one. We got a few stories today. Come on now. You want a 200-word apology essay? Okay. Well, this one is short and sweet. I was in elementary school, roughly 10 or 11 years old. One day, our class had a substitute teacher come in to teach our class for the day. Apparently, my class was the worst and least well behaved because the next day we had a new substitute. The new substitute's job that day was to babysit us since the regular teachers decided my class needed to be punished for chasing off the original substitute. Here's the thing though. I wasn't part of the bad behavior. At that time in my life, when I wasn't working, I was reading. I'm autistic, and when I was younger, my antisocial thing was at its peak, and I didn't like talking to people at all. The teachers tell us we need to write an apology essay of 200 words for all of the things we did that day. So I write a sentence of, I did nothing wrong, and turn that in. I can't remember if the new sub, or one of the actual teachers who told me that I still had to write the 200 words. Part of me wanted to ignore it and pull out a book, so I tried to do that, and the sub told me I could have it back once I did the paper. So I think about all the things I could write about. The thoughts that came to my mind was lie, tell the truth, or repeat the word very 198 times and say that I'm very, etc. sorry. I decided to do 2 out of the 3 and wrote, I'm very, etc. sorry that you had a very bad day. When I turned it in, the sub went and got another teacher since she probably didn't know how to handle me or thought I was a problem student. So the other teacher comes in and looks at it, and me, and tries to explain what I did was wrong. Here's the part I left out. The teacher that was sick while the subs were in. That teacher is my mom. So the teacher who this sub asked in has known me for a few months after I was born. I explained that I did nothing wrong, and if that was a problem, she could call my mom or dad. The teacher told the sub to take my letter and give my book back. I was happy the rest of the day. You know, I think he did the right thing here. So he's 10 or 11, so it's not like he's like too much of like a wisecrack or anything like that. Like, he just didn't think he did anything wrong. So he wants to read his book, and the teacher won't let him. No, you gotta do your 200-word essay and write exactly what you did wrong. Not what the class did wrong or anything, just you. And what is he gonna do? Just be like, oh yeah, well, I hit Charlie on the back of the head. No, Charlie wasn't hit on the back of the head. He's not gonna lie. So he was very sorry that you felt that way. I mean, we've all been here. Let's be honest, right? You know, 2nd grade, Edward throws a marker across the room. Edward, why'd you have to throw the marker? I just wanted to watch Schoolhouse Rock and learn about conjunction junction, and you're out here throwing markers, and now Mrs. Smith is making the entire class read and write an essay about a book that we didn't have to do in the first place. I just wanted the TV to be wheeled in, sit in my chair, watch conjunction junction, and sing along. I was 8. Edward, I was 8. Why? I'm sorry if I went there, but I get heated. You know, the last thing I wanted to do was phonics. Phonics could be fun at times, but everybody knows Schoolhouse Rock was better. If you didn't watch Schoolhouse Rock in school, I'm sorry. Like, that's on you. That's on your teachers. You missed out on a lot. Because conjunction junction, what's your font? Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna go to the next one before I get, you know, and any of these flashbacks from 2nd grade and Edward and the markers. I don't want to go to a deep place anymore. That was a dark time. Fine, that's the ticket. This is a short one, but pure evil genius. So a friend of mine who drives a Honda sedan returned to his car and got the dreaded parking ticket stuck to his windshield. He was only 2 minutes late. Literally. Frustrated, he shoved the parking ticket in his pocket and drove home. Later that night, he was going to pay the fine to avoid forgetting about it and paying further penalties. As he looked at the ticket, noticed that it was for a Mercedes-Benz. Confused, he checked the registration number. It wasn't his car. Obviously, some cheeky bastard went and stuck his parking ticket onto his windshield, thinking he would pay. As this clearly wasn't his ticket, he decided not to pay it and left it with the police. When the notice gets sent out, he will have a couple of extra $100 on his parking ticket for failure to pay on time. Hope he hasn't moved, otherwise there's a warrant and a court appearance. I mean, yeah, did you really think he wasn't going to notice that it wasn't for his car? Like, you're going to look at the parking ticket, you're going to read it, and then you're going to pay it. You're not just going to be like, oh, I drive a Honda sedan, but I guess the cop thought that I, you know, drove a Mercedes C-Class or E-Class or whatever this Mercedes guy. If this guy's driving anything other than a C-Class, why isn't he paying his own ticket? Like, the C-Class, that's like the economy, you know, that's like the affordable, I say in quotes, version of a Mercedes. I think they price around like 35 grand, which is still a lot of money, but for a car, you know, like that's like pretty decent price, I guess, depending on what you get. But yeah, if you're driving a $100,000 Mercedes, $80,000 Mercedes, why are you passing on your parking ticket? Don't be a scumbag. Don't do that. You pay your own parking ticket. You're the one who got it there in the first place. Got it, bud? But yeah, you know, I'm glad that you should have held on to the ticket, actually. Like, you gave it back to the police, but I don't know if that's, like, illegal. Like, he put it on your car, so you just, you know, hold on to it, throw it out, and then just take it from there. Don't give it to the police to then track down this dude. But yeah, guys, that's been r/MaliciousCompliance. Let me know what you thought of the stories. Let me know if you want more of these. Let me know what r/ you want to hear or see or me read or just anything with r/. I'm always open to reading pretty much any of them, as long as they're pretty much appropriate. No like, you know, crazy ones. Like there's some crazy ones, but no like crazy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's you know, I'm not gonna explain myself. But I wanted to shout out a comment. I actually wanted to shout out 2 for this video. The first one comes from Kailani Yates. I believe that's how you say your name. You said, much respect to the fact that you acknowledge that people might not like your video. Most people don't have the guts to do that. With a thumbs up emoji. Yeah, so if you don't like the video, feel free to hit the dislike button and let me know why. I really don't mind. Like, it's not like the feedback's not gonna eat me alive. I want to improve, obviously, and if you want to do it nicely or not so nicely, I'm going to take it all into account and read it at the end of the day. So, you won't hurt me, all right? So I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. So if you don't like something, just let me know. And I also want to shout out Inkwell, INQWELL. This nice dude said, "Hey, I'm a fan of your Reddit series above other people's. I like your voice and your reactions, so well, thank you very much. I will keep my voice the same, except I'm a little sick, so it might be a little different. But I will try my best to keep my voice the same, and I will keep my reactions the same, so I guess it's a win-win for you. But as always, guys, thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next one. That'll be coming out tomorrow. And as always, it's been Bizute.